3 weeks ago, I sorted out all of you guys who play in the middle of the park with drills to become a complete midfielder. But I don't want to leave my strikers and forwards hanging, so I brought back the board. Today, we're going to work on all of these, and you can do all of it by yourself if you have access to a wall. Welcome back to the channel, or just welcome if you're new. Today, we're going to warm up by doing some ball mastery drills. If you need, get some dynamic stretching in first before getting started. So, we're going to do 3 different variations in this drill to get started. For each of these, work for 30 seconds and then take a 30-second rest in between to recover. These drills are 3 of the 10 I put out in this video last week, so check it out if you want more variations to try when training. These are great because it's going to start our session off right, getting hundreds of touches with the inside, outside, and soles of our feet. Start off going slow if needed, but as you get the rhythm down, speed it up and challenge yourself. It might feel awkward at the start, but keep working at it and you'll get the pattern down. Now that we're warmed up, it's time to do a little quickness and agility training. Set up 3 cones in a straight line, 5 yards apart. Start at the middle cone and sprint towards one side, turn, and run past the middle cone to get to the cone on the other side. Then turn again and finish by running past the middle cone. Do 3 reps starting off by going to your left, and 3 more reps starting off to your right. And take about 30 seconds to a minute of rest in between. After that, do the same pattern, but this time shuffle the whole time. This way, we're working on our lateral power too, and not just our ability to accelerate going forward. Once again, do 3 reps each side before moving on. Now it's time to find a wall or a friend. And if you don't have a wall, don't worry, because the rest of the drills I have today, besides one, doesn't need anything but yourself, balls, and a goal, so stick around. Anyways, spend 5 minutes doing 2-touch wall juggling with your feet only. You can use either your laces or the inside of your foot if you prefer. You can even use the outside of your foot if you want. It doesn't really matter. We're just trying to work on taking our first touch with our feet. Then, do 5 more minutes of wall juggling, taking your first touch only with your thigh, then passing it back with your feet, of course. And finally, do another 5 minutes of controlling the ball with your chest first. And this crosses off juggling, first touch, and ball control from our list. As a striker, it is critical for you to be able to control the ball with every part of your body. Lots of the time in games, when your team is under pressure, they will lump the ball up to you and ask you to control it and help get them up the field. This pass may come in at your chest, thigh, or anywhere really, so we need to have a good first touch with each of these surfaces so that way we can help our team. Now it's time to start the fun part, and we're going to start off easy to focus on the technique of shooting. For this, just roll the ball out of your feet, run up, and strike it. And take these shots from the inside of the box. We're working on our accuracy, not our bangers. And here's why. There's no reason to try to rip the net off the goal when you're inside of the box. So work on getting your shots in the bottom corner more often than not. And if you can do that under no pressure, you'll be in a better place for games. Work on using your laces and the inside of your foot especially, but you can also do some travellas and toe pokes if you wish. Take 10 to 15 shots with each foot before moving on. And real quick, if you've enjoyed the video so far, or you're getting value from it, please leave a like. It's free, and it helps me out by telling YouTube to show other strikers this video so that they can improve too. Thank you. Now we're heading back to the wall to work on our hold-up play. For this, pass the ball against the wall for about 10 passes, and then control it by either turning or holding up the ball. It's tough because there's no defenders to put pressure on you, but just imagine there are, and try to engage your core like you're fighting off defenders because they will be pushing and grabbing and pulling you in games. When you turn, set up little gates to pass the ball into, like your team is on the counter and you've dropped deep to pick up the ball and spread it wide to your players. Make these gates about 20 yards away from you. And when you're doing this, try your best to make it game realistic. Sell your moves and your turns, and release the pass as quickly as you can. Otherwise, you're just training to get crunched by defenders in games. Do 10 reps each side before moving on to the next part of the session. Now it's time to get back to finishing. For this, pick one of the 2 last drills to do for your session. I guess you could do both if you like to have longer training sessions, but if you're wanting to keep it short and sharp, just pick one of them. Anyways, this first one is the Ronaldinho dribbling drill to a shot. Navigate your way through the cones and then get the ball out of your feet and strike it. These shots should be from outside of the box, so feel free to strike the ball with more power now. Also, this drill will cross off our dribbling and finishing for the session. It is one of my favorites, since it allows you to have freedom and creativity while you're doing it. It is overall more exciting than going through a rigid cone weave before shooting. Also, it has a little bit of game realism to it as well. In games, it gets pretty crowded around the box for strikers, so working on having quick feet and keeping the ball close is important to get yourself a half yard of space before shooting in games. Finally, we're going to cross off 1v1 ability for the session. Start off 10 yards away from the cone and run at it. Then use an effective skill move before shooting. Re-listen to that sentence if you need to. The key word is effective. Don't practice your rainbow flicks here. Master the simple and reliable skills like the scissors, elastico and reverse elastico, la croqueta, or even just a body feint. They are far more likely to result in you beating the defender than overcomplicated skills. In games, all you need is a half yard of space to get your shot off. So when you're doing this drill, try to get your shot off as quickly as possible once you beat the cone. Because when you're playing in games, defenders will recover and put a block in. So train for this and get your shots off quickly so you're prepared for it. Do 10 to 15 reps with each foot for these drills before wrapping up. If you're wanting to get more powerful shots, then watch this video. It breaks down the technique of how to shoot with power as well as providing tips for you to master it. Thanks for watching. I'll see you next time. Peace.